Welcome back to the bench. Today we have slightly non-identical twins. We have two Commodore datasets here. One of them has what appears to be some kind of output socket. Not sure exactly what that is. Not sure if that is an original or whether that's somebody's aftermarket modification, maybe. Who knows? But other than that, both decks are the same. They're both in pretty good condition. I mean, they've got signs of usage, which is what you would expect. This one is made in Taiwan. This one is also made in Taiwan, but they've got completely different style of serial numbers. And somebody's even written the serial number in marker on here for whatever reason. Both of them are in reasonably good condition. This one's slightly worse off. It's got a bit of a crack in the casing there. It's a bit more worn on the front. The eject doesn't really work properly. You have to give it a really good hard push. This one, yeah, works a lot better. The actual functions of the keys seem to be okay. There doesn't seem to be any kind of issue there. Obviously, it won't record the tape in. So I haven't tested these, and before I plug them into a computer, I want to make sure that there's nothing nasty lurking inside, nothing blown, nothing shorted. Rubber bands are probably going to need replacing. I'm not sure if I have any. So further ado, let's start tearing the first one apart. One of them has this grounding wire on. The other one doesn't have it, but it does have the space for it, so maybe yeah, it got pulled off on that one. I'm presuming this is the top because yeah, that's kind of yellowed, and that's fine. They are a bit yellowed, but not to the point where I'm going to think about retro brighting them. I think I'll just leave them as they are. So let's get this open. I've never used one of these before. I had a BBC Model B when I was growing up, so never had a Commodore. But I did have it with a tape system originally before it got upgraded to a disk drive system. And yeah, there's pretty much not a lot in here. Okay, the case screws also double as to hold the mechanism down. Yeah, it's kind of a bit crusty in there, so we can give that a clean out and a wipe. Looks like some kind of liquid's been spilt in there or something at the same time. But the actual mechanism itself looks pretty good. The actual rubber bands look good, which is surprising. I thought they would have been perished, but no, they actually look like they're in good condition. The drive belt, and then yeah, you got your tape counter belt, and you've got your LED. So I don't know if somebody has been in here previously and done any kind of modifications or replaced the belts. Chin PW33Z. So I'm guessing either that's the maker or that is maybe the model number. And according to this, it was made on, if this is accurate, the 12th of June 1986. I don't know if you can get that in camera. So yeah, this is quite old. It's a little bit how are you doing with the old flux residue on there, but yeah, it's not really going to stop it from working. Yeah, I'm not sure there's any electrolytics in there. Oh, we've disturbed the tape counter. Don't want to break that. I guess it just slots into place. Okay, I'll have a quick look on the other one. See what this one has to say for itself with that extra connection in there. That screw just seems to want to spin. I'm guessing maybe the post is broken on that. which, you know, the case is correct, so it could explain why maybe it was dropped from a great height. Okay, yeah, and this one is a lot dirtier. This mechanism is reasonably okay in here, but this one is absolutely filthy. So yeah, that is going to need a bit of a cleanup. Okay, so we have this extra socket on here, and oh, it's for an LED. Okay, and this does not look factory. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments. I mean, look, I mean, bare wires, just soldered on. There is a little extra circuit board down here, which is not in this one. Okay, so let's just lift this out. Yeah, and the rubber grommet on here, this is completely perished. Let's do away with that. It's just literally turned to goo. This is what usually happens to the belts. Okay, and let's see if we can get this little mod out. Stuck down with a little bit of foam. And again, yeah, it's pretty dirty in here, and there's a bit of broken plastic flapping in the breeze. Okay, so that's how that motor goes on, the tape counter, so we can look at that afterwards. So again, the belts seem fine in here. So it's going to be a case of just giving this a quick clean up, give it a bit of a wipe down with some IPA, and then maybe put some new grease on there. I have my syringe with my silicone grease in there. But this little mod, what is this for? What chip is this? This is a... can't quite read it with my old eyes. Where is my magnifier? Okay. This is a TDB. Okay. 0155DP. And there, this board looks homebrew. Yeah, I mean, it is a proper PCB. Has a marking on here, RE1-805. So I don't know if that means anything. Yeah, and that is wired in and has been spliced into something. There is some. This one has piece of shielding card on it, whereas this one doesn't. So I don't know whether yeah, they're slightly different boards, so maybe this is an original, but then again, why this? Be interesting to find out what this board does, because yeah, it's something connected. Maybe it's to indicate an audio signal, so it flickers while it's loading. Maybe to let you know that it is actually loading. This should fit into here. It's just a friction fit, so that probably at some point somebody has pushed that. So yeah, I mean, if you know if this is a factory mod, whether it's an original to the device, or whether it's somebody has fitted this afterwards, let me know down in the comments. It'll be interesting to see that. What I can do is, yeah, I'll obviously desolder this and put some proper heat shrinking on. Should I keep the original yellow LED, or shall I change it for something else? To be honest, I'm not very keen on yellow LEDs. I don't know why, they just, yeah. Maybe I'll change this for a green LED. White is going to the anode and brown to the cathode. So yeah, it's just a case of desoldering that and putting on another LED. Okay, let me get this tape counter back into position, although it will probably fall off again. Maybe, yeah, one of the clips has maybe broken off. I'm not sure. Yeah. I think probably once it's in the case, it holds it in place. This one, yeah, is actually different. So yeah, the mechanisms are definitely different. Not hugely different, they're still based on the same design, but there are subtle differences between the two. The mount for the tape counter is the same, but the actual tape counter itself is slightly different. The clips are different. So let's concentrate on this one first. This one's slightly more interesting than the other. I'll just take this belt off for now. Okay, noting that it goes under this lever, which is obviously the eject mechanism, so that probably needs a bit of clean grease on there. Okay, I have that. Do I have my toothbrush here? Shall I go nick one from the wife? No toothbrush. Yeah, I could probably make do with these. I'm just going to give this a bit of a liberal spray. And then, yeah, see if I can get it in there and clean some of that old grease and crap off. I said I have no idea whether these work or not because I haven't tested them yet. And I only actually have one cassette. I don't even have any blank cassettes. I mean, who has cassettes these days? That's that done, so let's turn our attention to the LED. Let's see. Yeah, I need to solder it because I'll have to pull the legs of the LED through that plastic clip. Yes. Okay, I can just snip these off and then have fresh wire. These. Easier if I clamp it on it. Okay, so let's get our LED out of here. I suppose I could have just chopped the legs off. I might have to do that, I don't know if it'll, yeah. It doesn't want to come through, obviously, so rather than force it through, just chop the legs. Put that on eBay later. Okay, I'm bringing my container full of LED goodness. So, I have plenty of 5mm LEDs. So, should I change the other one? No, I'll leave that as it is for now. Okay, so yeah. Oh, we can put that in there. Right, what I want to do also is put some shrink wrap on there, and obviously you need to do that before I okay, so shrink wrap. And obviously it's a good idea to put that on before you solder the wires, and then you don't have to go because you realise you just put them on afterwards. Okay, 10mm, will 10mm be enough? No, make it about 15. My trusty Leatherman. Very handy knife, not a sponsor. Okay, job's a good one. Okay, so let's apply a bit of grease on here to get things lubricated again. Okay, so this is, I think, the part of the eject mechanism which was sticky before, although it seems to be a lot freer now. Maybe the grease was just old and a bit gunky on there, so it was sticking. Okay, I mean, it's not perfectly clean, but you know, we're not going for perfect here. We just want to get it looking better than it was. Okay, so we need to put our band back on, remembering that it goes under this lever. We want our tape counter to move. I remember back in the day you would have cassettes that came with multiple pieces of software, sometimes games, educational, and the Beeb, and yeah, they would have a tape counter setting, so you'd set rewind your tape, put your tape in, and then you would fast forward to the specific program you wanted based on what was on the tape counter. Put a bit down here. Yeah, that feels a lot better. But I think also part of the problem is there any spring under here? Yes, there is a spring here, which obviously assists in the door opening. So maybe we can get a bit of grease also in there to make the door move a little bit freer. It could just be a little bit stiff as well. See if we can stick a little bit of super glue on that crack just to stop it from getting any worse. Try not to glue my hands to it in the process. Just hold it together for a few seconds. Oops. Together, not apart. Okay, while that's drying, let's just take a quick peek under here. Obviously this is slightly different board to the other one. the wanky cardboard RF shield. Yeah. So yeah, that comes in. And yeah, I doubt that's original. I think that was put on aftermarket. I mean, it's entirely possible that this was just some cheap bodge that they did at the Commodore factory. Let me just compare that circuit board with the other one. Yeah, you can see it's totally different. This one actually says Commodore here on it, whereas this one doesn't. Although it does say 1531 on the board there. So this one doesn't really have, what I can see, a date code on there. There's a few more moving parts here. Maybe put a bit of grease down here. Okay. And that's a switch. The chip is a T74LS, what's that, 14, B1, I think that's a Schmidt trigger, isn't it? Okay, so this actually says here, I don't know if you can see it, on the board it says CPC 47, 94 HB, and then below that it is 15A1-5 Datasette. Okay, we have two LM358s on there. Is that also 358 back there? Yes, both 358s. Okay, let's quickly whip that back together because I don't want to put too much strain on that and have the wires snapping off of it. Oh, do I put the cardboard back on? Yes or no? I guess. Let's keep it as original as possible. All I'm going to do is locate the post. Gotcha. That's that one. There we go. Okay, so we have that on. Let's not get that tangled up through there. Okay, let's see if we should dry sufficiently enough now. Okay, obviously that rubber grommet is completely useless. So what I might do for now is to stick a large cable tie on there, just to act as a strain relief so that it doesn't get pulled out if I have one handy. Okay, cable tie. Should hopefully be wide enough just to give that some strain relief. Then we'll get a piece of foam tape so we can stick our suspected bodge back in place. What to do with all this bloody excess cable? Let's just slide some of it under there. I want it really fouling anything. That's fine. We can put that in here. Yeah, she'll go. Oh, the heat shrink didn't really hold on too well. I think that heat shrink's slightly too large for this pin, but it's the smallest stuff I've got. Okay. So, it's not quite home, but might be as far as it will want to go. I mean, you can see the LED at the top, so you know, job is a good one. Let's just tighten up a bit because it is actually a bit loose. Okay, and we'll just put a dab of super glue on there just to lock it. Let's just check these posts because one of those was loose and spinning around, wasn't it? Yeah, they've got slight cracks in here. So yeah, I have to be careful not to over tighten them. Okay, I need to get this in without it fouling anything. Put the mechanism in the right place. An extra little mod makes it a little bit more of a pain in the ass to get this thing together. There we go. Okay, and the good thing to do is always to back the screws in until you hear them drop and click into the plastic. That way it's reusing the old threads and not cutting new ones, which will obviously wear the plastic out. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it drop, but let's try. Well, there you go. If you heard that, that's the screw going back into its original groove. and number 4. Okay, so it's had a bit of internal clean. We will give it a clean on the outside. If you can see here, these marks, this is caused by somebody storing it like this. The chemical in the sheathing of the cable and the plastic react with each other, and it actually starts to dissolve for the plastic. I mean, if you leave it for long enough, that will actually like completely embed itself into there. So it's a good job that it's not too bad at the moment. Okay, so this is the old rubber grommet. So that's boom. Found that on eBay. That was a quick look inside of the twins, the slightly non-identical ones. This video has gone on long enough, so I will do a second part where I try these out with my one solitary tape that I have, and yeah, hopefully they work. If not, we can maybe do some more troubleshooting on them. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and you know, subscribe. Ring the bell icon if you want to get notified of future uploads, and yeah, if any of your friends are interested in this kind of stuff, then you know, send them a link to my site. It would be much appreciated. As always, thank you for watching.